You know what, listener? Go watch some LPGA. It's a blast. It's freaking awesome.
Where's your take on race? You're not going there. You're not getting there.
You put a period and then a lowercase h on this next word. Learn some typing skill. He is averaging a double-double and is only averaging
who's
29.
never read an entire sentence without stumbling on a word. Learn shit right now.
Hey,
Learn
some dictation.
Gentlemen, we are so back.
Boys.
That's
you boys.
Good to be back.
Good to be back. Welcome to the Juice Boys Show. Three brothers-in-law stupid enough to start a weekly sports podcast. Too stupid to stop after 38, I think. Whenever you're listening, however you're listening, wherever you listen, we thank you so much. Shows drop every Friday, maybe dropping early this week. We might have a two-parter. Stay tuned. Be sure to follow on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all the latest fun sports content. This show's blown up by T Swift's new album, boys.
Oh, with 15 extra songs that no one knew was going to happen.
Yeah, 30 plus.
A lot of overlap between the Swifties and the Juice Junkies, so I appreciate you bringing that up.
How does she do it, you guys? How does she do it?
She pisses excellence. She pisses excellence. Boys, I missed you so much. Guys, we took a week off. Had a lot going on. People traveling.
Unfortunately, life happens, everybody, and we lost a good Baileyite. A good friend of he's a juice junkie. He was a listener, a good member of the Bailey community. So it's been a hard week. You know, it's been obviously we usually record on Tuesdays. This happened last Sunday, so this week was very tough. If you're listening to this, his service will be on Friday, and I hope everybody who knows I'm talking about will be there. But to get my mind off of things, you know. Went to the Rockies game today. Had to go see them play the Mariners. Had to go there for my boy Dell. Shout out to Dell. Going to see the Mariners today. And I went there with the Rockies only winning 4 games this season, hoping that they would actually lose. You know, because what's the point at this point for them to win any games whatsoever? And I actually saw a pitching battle. And it went to the 9th inning, 0-0. Like the Quantrill for the Rockies actually dominated, pitched his ass off. And the backup catcher hits this ball to deep left field, goes up there, this fan, and Chris has talked about the adult who brings the glove to the field.
No, Joe, they sponsored the show.
That's right, they sponsored it.
They wrote a fat check with their non-glove hand.
Yeah.
So this man who sponsors us made an absolute ass out of himself. Put his big fat glove over the yellow line right into the glove of the Mariners. He might have caught it. He might not have. Well, you know who didn't catch it? The old man, the 35-year-old dude with the glove, knocked it out. It was originally called a home run. Rockies win on a walk-off. Went back and called it fan interference, and it was an out. No. And it went to the 10th inning. But luckily, the Rockies won 2-1 in the 10th inning. It was an outstanding game, but everybody go back and watch that. It was like Jeffrey Mayer, but it wasn't actually an adult, not a 12-year-old boy. You know, and so he got booted. Everyone was booing him.
How could you not? That man is actually a 2-time advertiser because that man is Jim Harbaugh.
Who got
Never
a tattoo,
leaves home without his baseball glove. Yes, he did.
Jim Harbaugh got the 15-0 tattoo on his arm.
Well, I'm the third turn. We got Juice Boy Joe. We got the Pulp Pelletier. Guys, we got our first 2-part, hopefully, episode. We're going to do a docket like a normal week, but also we have a lot to catch up on from last week for taking the week off. We're going to get caught up on that, release it a day or two later. All the juice that you guys could ever ask for. Took the week off. We had thousands, Chris, and thousands of texts. Thousands of emails, DMs.
Where the hell were you?
We couldn't even live
that we wrote to the Russian bot farm must have
thousands of complaints. People were pissed they didn't get their normal Friday shot of juice to the vein. So
I didn't get it.
We apologize. Life happens. We did 37 straight, boys. Damn, I missed you guys.
It's pretty good.
So we're gonna start a new streak. We got like I said, sports docket. We got a big potato. We got a squeeze. Big fat stat of the day. NFL draft week too, so we'll wrap up with that in the docket. But 2-parter,
big one.
Yes, so be able to listen to both episodes, and then we'll be back like normal next week. Jump into this. Whoa, boys.
Oh, he's getting better. Better.
Whoa, I caught myself.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm sorry, guys. It's been a week. It took me. We're getting back in the rhythm. Chris, what are you drinking this week?
Yeah. I'm just going with my tried and true bullet on the rocks.
Okay. It's classic. Classic.
Yeah, I'm fresh off.
You
some
said bourbon or
travel.
rye? What do we get? Green or
Bourbon?
orange? Okay.
Bourbon.
Okay.
Wait, I was feeling the bourbon. Usually, I'll make the switch to rye once it's like time to be making cocktails for us to sit by the fire.
Yes, me and you have
That's
picked out a
my
few of these
go-to.
rye bottles.
Yeah.
Yes. Joseph Broseph.
So in honor of my late great friend that passed away, he didn't like any of that foo shit. You know, like he made fun of me for even.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, like,
Am I catching strays here?
He made fun of me
From
for
a
drinking
dead man?
IPAs.
Oh my god!
He made fun of me for drinking IPAs, anything that was like that. So you know what? I got some good old fashioned, real tough man whiskey, some Wild Turkey 101, baby. And I'm washing
Gasoline.
it down, and I'm
Kentucky
washing
gasoline.
it down with just the good old boy Colorado finest, the
Local
Silver
startup.
Bullet itself, the local startup Coors Light.
Little up and comer.
Right?
yeah.
So-
Chris catching
Here
strays
we
for
go.
drinking Bullet
Yeah.
as a pussy drink. I guess.
No, not pussy.
catching shit.
Foo-foo.
That's the foo-foo. That's the foo-foo.
Oh, this is not good to look for me, guys. It's springtime. You know what that means.
Kamikazes.
You're gonna disappoint us.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get out in front of that one.
No, it's G and squeeze season, boys.
Oh,
You buy
so I was
one.
right.
You buy one big ass bottle of Costco size gin. You put
That's
some
a
LaCroix
slow
in there.
gin.
You put some
That's
LaCroix.
the slow. Is that the slow gin?
It's the Bombay. Went Bombay this time.
Oh,
You put some
Bombay's not
LaCroix
slow
in
gin.
it,
So
and
what
then
makes
you-
it? What makes it so dark?
Oh, this is blueberry juice we had in the fridge. I thought I'd just throw some of that.
Oh,
in there
wow.
with the LaCroix.
Oh God.
So if you said
and we
foo-foo,
called
this
my
is not-
drink foo-foo.
Yeah.
And
And
Cody's
Chris
got
I'm sorry.
blueberry juice and fermented pine.
I'm sorry you have to listen to this, Mark. I'm sorry. This is not up your alley, buddy. All right.
All right, guys, let's hop into the sports docket. Scottie Scheffler's on a heater. Takes the
Incredible
Masters.
heater.
Takes the Hilton Head at RBC. He's
And
up
who,
5 strokes.
Who picked him to win the Masters?
Oh, you picked the favorite? Obviously the favorite by...
yeah.
Yeah,
But you know who
okay.
picked him? I did.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I did.
Really blew
I
it
picked
out of the
him.
water. The guy who got the first pick went with the number one favorite and is now going, aren't I fantastic at
Yeah,
making
by a
picks?"
large amount. It was like plus
am.
300. The next second guy was plus 1,000. Like, congratulations. But Scottie Scheffler's on a historic heater. This guy's going. He's holing out stuff. Chris will tell us about 2 tournaments in a row. He's won, what, 4 of his last 5?
4 out of 5.
Oh, my
That's,
gosh.
that's pretty
Does
good.
anybody know where he dropped one? How far back he was?
Wasn't he the 3rd?
Second.
Yeah, second.
He's making money. Scottie Scheffler, thoughts on
Oh
the
my God.
RBC or Masters, guys, or Scottie Scheffler dominating the middle of the season?
I was proud to see my boy Max Homa competing right up into the end, man.
Max
I
Homa's
was really
playing great golf
He's playing
right now.
great golf right now, and
He
is
is
one of
the
the
dude.
most hilarious ways I've ever seen of anybody who lines up a putt ever. You know, he goes up there and just slightly bends his knees several times, just walking up to it. And then when he walks back and he turns around, faces the other direction. I mean, I'm just gonna feel that right here. I'm just gonna feel the slope. But I guess it's working, and he was my
mean, can't
long
argue
shot
the
at plus
results,
6,000. It's my long shot at plus 6,000, and what he come in 5th, I think overall.
Yeah, he was
So
top
that
3
was,
for a
like
while in
that.
that
Yeah.
Masters. Yeah.
yeah. So good on you. Good on you, Homa. Very happy with that. Scottie Scheffler is doing things that we haven't seen since like 2000 Tiger, and people need to start paying attention to that. Like he's going on an absolute tear, and he's saying, you know what, Saudi blood money bullshit, Cody sympathizers.
Oh, my God.
We don't need
How
this
dare
money.
you.
We don't need this. We're gonna win the good old fashioned American way, and he did.
Playing a sport not invented in America.
That's right.
Yeah, it's being played the American way. That doesn't mean it's born
I
there.
see. Okay.
It's always spectacular to witness greatness. This is a rarefied time in golf, both on the men's side and the women's side. But the most incredible thing is Scottie Scheffler is as hot as anybody's been since those early seasons with Tiger. But he's ready to obliterate all that momentum here in the next couple of weeks when his wife has a kid and he decides to take some time
that's
off.
right.
Like
That's right. That's coming.
And so, I mean, not only is it that he is the hottest name in golf, probably has the hottest start to a career since Tiger Woods himself,
He's 27 right now, Scottie.
He looks
I think.
so
Sounds
old.
right.
Yep.
He sure does,
old.
and he looks like he's from Bob's Burgers,
Yeah,
which I like. But yeah, no,
I like
I mean
that too.
it's just a guy who I think really has his priorities in order. You know, he was ready to walk away from the Masters. He said that he was willing to walk away from the Masters up until his round started on Sunday. Anytime up until then, he was going to pull the plug and head to go be there for the birth of his kid. Yeah, I think is just a fantastic.
He's growing a
new name
beard
for the game of golf.
The best thing about Scottie Scheffler is like what you guys said. 27-year-olds looks 48, and those are our favorite athletes from the 80s, from the 90s.
As a 40-year-old dad.
Yeah, the grown men athlete. All the athletes got too perfect nowadays. They're too chiseled. Everything's too perfect. What happened to the guys that Lynn Dawson smoking a cigarette, drinking a soda at the Super Bowl? Those were the real athletes of America. And Scottie Scheffler reminds me of that.
You can't pull fat, baby. That's just it. Yeah.
Chris, I wanted to hit on LPGA real quick.
Yeah. So like I mentioned, you know, it's not just the men's side of things. Right now, Nelly Korda is on a historic run. She's won 5 straight tournaments. That's only been accomplished 2 other times in LPGA history. Only 5 other players, PGA and LPGA, have ever done it. Byron Nelson, Ben Hogan, Nancy Lopez, Annika Sorenstam, and then, of course, Tiger has done it 3 separate times, totaling upwards of 7 wins in a row, which is mind-boggling. But
That doesn't
still,
make sense.
you know, Nelly Korda is something special. I mean, I don't know if you fellas watch the LPGA. I love watching the LPGA. She's got like that Fred Couples, like it looks like it's just a completely effortless, just like she's just kind of doing like almost like a dance move, and the ball just screams off her club. Like she's just so athletic, and it's great to see her finding that success.
5 in a row is absurd. That's absurd.
I beat our father-in-law twice, and it felt like winning the Masters. So
Yeah.
5 in a row. Wow.
I'll be there one day when he's just like decrepit as hell. And you know, he's still
You'll beat our father-in-law.
Is that like a Cody's going to beat up Bob Barker at 99 years old sort of thing?
You're going to beat our father-in-law when he's in a walker.
What then I'm going to do is be like fucking like.
Oh, gosh, guys. Moving on. The Olympics is this summer. Man, we started a podcast at a good time here. The Summer Olympics is this summer in Paris. The USA Avenger team has been assembled. What do we think? We got Bam, Adebayo, Devin Booker, Steph Curry, Anthony Davis, Durant, Anthony Edwards, Joel Embiid playing with USA this year.
Yeah.
Halliburton, Drew Holiday, Bron, Kawhi, and Jason Tatum. What a lineup. A lot of old guys, some younger blood in there. Is it our gold medal this year? What do you guys think? What a roster.
I hate the fact that I have to root for Joel Embiid. That's a real bummer. You know, like I get it. He's been in America now for what, like 12 years? He came out here like I think his junior or senior year of high school. Then he went to Kansas. He's an American citizen. So, I mean, he has every right to be on the team. I just don't like him. You know, and so it's just like that's a bummer. I don't want to root for him.
People tune in for stats and analysis, and you just don't like him.
No, I just don't like him. You know, he's a great basketball player.
He's
but
thumbs up, thumbs down. Yeah. Joey's a thumbs down.
This is a pretty badass team. The more I look at it, you got Anthony Edwards in the entering prime. Durant's gonna get a bucket anytime he wants.
Just let Anthony Edwards just run the show. He is the guy.
Everybody else get out of the way.
The guy.
I hope everybody like looks at him like they did in the Dream Team with Jordan, and we're just like, okay, this dude is the best player out of all of us. Because Anthony Edwards is that. Yeah. Like I remember when he was drafted number 1 out of Georgia, I was like, who the hell is this guy? Out of Georgia? And I was just like, then I was like, nah, whatever. He's just athleticism. But now he's starting to figure out his whole game. Oh my!
He's got some Jordan and Kobe, but then you got Kawhi and Drew Holiday, probably the 2 best defenders on the planet.
Yeah, I love those. I love the Drew Holiday pick.
Jason Tatum's a good defender. But
Drew Holiday was a real. We're building a team pick because he's a really good player, but he's not one of those people that he's not a first team.
Kawhi Leonard was booted probably for Drew Holiday, or at least some of these other guards were booted for Halliburton's on there. He's going to distribute the ball.
I love Halliburton.
Steph Curry. I mean,
you ever heard Halliburton talk? He has two different voices.
Yes. I've seen that video.
It is the most bizarre thing I've ever heard.
He like switches back and forth. It's so weird.
And it comes back and forth. He'll be talking, and then he'll be like, all of a sudden, he'll be like, you really got to watch out for Jokic because he's like a really top defender. And you're like, what the hell?
What just happened there?
He's in between like falsetto and
he has two different voices. It's mind blowing.
I don't see who's gonna. We got Anthony Davis, Bam Adebayo, and Joel in the paint. That's some big bodies. Steph Curry from anywhere on the plane, and also the Summer Olympics FIBA ball. The 3-point line is like a mid-range jump shot for the NBA. I remember Carmelo Anthony used to eat it up. No, he did not, and he's also hurt right now. So
Dame made it. Yeah.
And LeBron James at age 41 is going to be leading the boys. He's. Obviously, I'm very America over. Yeah. Let's throw this at Chris. Chris, USA or the field? You love a good field pick.
Oh no,
you love a good field pick. No, okay.
Here's what's going to wind up happening. Okay. You know, Joel Embiid is going to just.
Wait, excuse you. Implied
is going to wind up just tearing through the first couple of rounds because there's nothing he loves better than showing up and showing out against inferior talent levels that he has to play against. And then as soon as the game starts getting a little dicey, he's distributing the ball, baby. He's there for 0 rebounds and distributing the ball. 0 rebounds, distributing the ball.
He hasn't played in Denver since before COVID.
No, I lived there the last time.
He will not play here.
I lived in the state the last time he played in Denver. What? Team USA.
It's insane.
We'll get a lot more Olympic talk as the Olympics get closer, guys. Let's jump into the NHL and NBA playoffs. Off and running. The play-in games are over for the NBA. NHL getting started. What do we think? Nuggets making another run? We're very biased, obviously, but Boston's the best in the East. It's the Thunder made the number 1 seed along with the Nuggets number 2.
No one's afraid.
That's a young team.
No one's afraid of the Thunder. It's all
you don't like Chet?
I love Chet. In 3 years, if he's still healthy.
Legit, yeah.
They're great. They're great players. They have an outstanding roster. They're not afraid of anything. They're going to come right at you. And they play the Nuggets really hard. And I think the Nuggets, it's going to be tough for them because I think they really gear up for like the classic badass teams like the Lakers and the Warriors. And then they dominate them. And then they've lost to the Timberwolves and they've lost to the OKC Thunder. I'm kind of worried about that, but at the same time, this is all the Nuggets need right now is just the Lakers to come in there and do another sweep, 4-game ass kicking.
Lakers coming in like they did something in the play-in game. Congratulations.
Always. Oh, they're the mid-season champion, guys. The mid-season tournament champions. Let's not forget about that. But they just come into Denver and they got stomped. I remember I was cooking dinner and my wife was like, Joey, they're down by 13. I was like, no, don't worry. I'm not worried about the Lakers.
God, the Nuggets got to stop with that shit, though. It's the NBA Finals. Annoying. Like, you're not like it's been heartbreaking. Not heartbreaking. It's been hard on my heart to be a Nuggets fan this season because it's like they're just like screwing around, dinking and dunking, like having funsies for the first 2 quarters, and they'll go down big. And then all of a sudden, it's like Malone wakes them up at half, and they're like, shit, all right, I guess it's time to play basketball. And they wind up just coming back. Yeah, they wind up like making these like spectacular comebacks. This is the NBA Finals. Like, you're not going to be able to make it all the way.
I don't know. They're the Chiefs and
your go-to.
They're the Chiefs and the Warriors, though. They turn it on. They get so bored they've done this, what, Joe? 4 or 5 seasons in a row where they've been.
What do you mean they're the Chiefs and the Warriors?
They literally turn on a switch in the playoffs. They get bored in the regular season. They're just trying to get through it to get to games that matter.
You need to get more than one championship before you just try to get through it in the playoffs. They got their one, but let's see them do it a little more. And
that's true.
Back-to-back be huge. That's legitimizing right there.
I'm not worried about anybody in the East, even Boston. I'm really not. Like when the Nuggets played them this regular season, they beat them. Mm-hmm. And I know that who's going to guard Jokic in Boston? Who's going to guard him?
Al Horford?
No, Al Horford's not going to guard him. He can't. And it's just like so.
Proud of you for pulling that out, though.
Yeah, I'm not worried about them. I'm not. They got to get through the West, and then it's over.
NBA is the one sport you have to kind of pay your dues. So I don't see the Thunder. Yes, they got the 1 seed. They're young and up and coming. A lot of teams don't get to the finals and win that first time round.
Guess
it's unheard of.
Guess how many different teams have finished first overall in the West in the last 7 years?
6.
7. 7.
So close.
There's been a different team every single year. Remember the Utah Jazz a couple of years ago with the number 1 overall seed. So it's just don't worry about this. I mean, they're going to be fine. Now the Avs, on the other hand, I'm a little worried about them. With the new breakdown for playoff brackets, they take the top 4 based on your little mini subdivision. They don't rank it 1 to 8, and so then Avs got 3 against Winnipeg, who's 2. And recently, about 15 minutes ago, after starting recording this, the Avs lost 6-7. How the hell do you score 6 goals and lose? You know how, Chris?
Chris, tell us.
You asshole.
Georgiev, bad goaltending. Just bad goaltending. So I'm worried about it, but obviously I'm not worried about the Avs scoring goals. I'm just worried about them being able to stop the other team from scoring goals.
Defense wins championships.
And my boy McKinnon's going to win the Hart Trophy. So all of you who put money down on with me, let's go, baby. Ride that big money. He's going to win the Hart Trophy. And now let's see if my early New Year's resolution of sports fandom is going to come true. Jokic, McKinnon, Nuggets, and Avs.
That would be badass.
Let's go.
That'd be very badass.
Hell of a prediction there, Joe.
The big storyline for the NHL is we got to see if this is going to finally break the Canada curse, where though there has not been a Canadian team that has won the cup since Patrick Waugh was the goalie of the Montreal Canadiens in 1993. That's monumental. What year is it? 2024? Yeah.
Whoa.
So we're on 31 years now of no Canada team. And this is Canada's sport. So if this is a Maple Leafs and Oilers final, then I think Canada will explode. They might burn to the ground. But
Colorado is just, they just haven't had above average goalie play since their Stanley Cup season. It's been tough watching Georgiev.
Average. Yeah, that's all he was just above average. So.
Which is good enough because now, I mean, they're the hottest offensive team in the NHL, and Kemper was enough for that to create a good edge. Yep. Georgiev just doesn't have it. He's just not that guy. He's not that good, and I think the Avs really got to address that.
Let's wrap it up, boys.
This offseason.
Wrap it up. NFL about to take over. NFL draft in
Big week.
Detroit. Obviously, it sounds like Caleb Williams going number 1. Washington gets the 2nd pick, and most likely is Jaden Daniels. Then the Patriots are on the clock. Chiefs are the last pick. Broncos are 11, 12. Vikings have 2 picks in the first round. Chicago is in there twice in the first 10 picks. Biggest storylines of the NFL draft going into it, boys. What do we think?
Well, I think what I'm biggest concerned about as a Patriots fan is that there's a lot of movement lately that's saying that Jaden Daniels is going to go to the Commanders. And I'm like, oh, no, I don't want Drake May.
You're getting Drake May. You are stuck with
just
Drake May.
Talking about the past couple weeks, I want something different. I want something that's going to break the mold. I want something that's going to bring in the fans and something that's going to shake up offenses. Drake May is not that.
Yeah, he's Mac Jr.
Drake May is not that. So
would you trade anything to get to that second pick?
If Jaden Daniels, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think if Jaden Daniels gets taken at 2, you can draft down. You can trade down and get a lot. But I really hope he's there. I just really hope they don't draft JJ McCarthy. Like what the hell is up with this dude's meteoric rise out of?
Oh my gosh, he was. I was going to tell you, he was pick 15 to pick 20. You know how many football games were played since that?
0.
None. Zero. And he's moved up to the 4th pick all of a sudden.
Yeah, but
his highlights are
There's some people were saying maybe jumping into the top 3.
Yes, people are going to trade everything to get him. He hands the ball off real nicely though. He hands the ball off real good.
He does. And he's got some good bone nicks with the high completion percentage because he throws 3-yard ins, 3-yard
screens and slants, baby.
Screens and slants.
He's the next Mitch Trubisky. The guy who for whatever reason, because you fit the mold and your coach is hyping you up on your behalf. Like,
And the coach has a big ass ego that he can make.
yeah. All
anything
of a sudden you gain momentum out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with your quality of play, nothing to do with the tape that you've got out, just like big ass hype.
It's not his fault that the Jim Harbaugh.
He's a proud sponsor of this show.
That's right.
Show some respect, please.
So the Jim Harbaugh brand of not only khakis, but of offense is ground and pound offense, and that he had to hand the ball off all the time. But that's because that's what won games. And I know that he only lost one time as a starter. I mean, it's pretty good. But it's just. But other than that, I haven't seen anything out of him that's going to do anything. That could be my Ohio State bias coming in here, but I hope the Patriots don't get him. I really do. I hope they don't get him. I hope the Broncos draft Bo Nix, because it just seems like that's perfect for them and perfect for that offense. Is just a high percentage, short slant, move the chains.
Just talking with a buddy about that.
Yeah. The Sean Payton offense. I could see him being a Drew Brees kind of guy. Drew Brees didn't have the biggest arm. I think Bo Nix could do well in the Sean Payton offense. So, a lot of things are going to happen this week. I just don't want Drake May.
I'm excited to see what the Chargers do, because if they get Marvin Harrison at 5, but yeah, Harbaugh is more of a running, ground and pound offensive line type of guy.
Yep.
Is that going to be the offense he's going to thrive in? Also, the Cardinals aren't the Cardinals the 4 pick, and they don't need a quarterback. So are they about to get a haul for that 4th pick?
That's what they're saying. They don't need a quarterback.
Oh.
Is Kyler Murray.
Does Joey have a source?
Yeah, that's
No, that's their source.
Joey's got the inside scoop to Arizona.
That's a big contract.
They put it on Twix. You see what I did there, Twitter X? They put it on Twix. That's funny. That's funny. This picture of Kyler Murray that was just up there like trying to look badass as Kyler Murray can look, and it just said QB1.
Right. So after they did that with Josh Rosen, right?
Yeah. Take that as you will.
I think Brock Bowers being at the Jets at pick 10, I think that is huge for Aaron Rodgers. He needs some receiving help, and Brock Bowers is a boss for Georgia.
Aaron Rodgers needs to retire.
Aaron Rodgers is going full psychopath right now. Like,
just take your hallucinogens and go run for vice president. All right.
The conversation would go that way.
Okay. He's basically Antonio Brown for conspiracy theories.
Jeez. Yeah. All right. We will be talking about the NFL draft next week. That'll do it for the sports docket. We are so back. Squeeze of the week, gentlemen.
Squeeze.
Our most outlandish takes, one of our favorite segments on the show. We got 2. We got Mr. Chris is going to clock in.
Oh, it's been a long time.
He's got something to say.
It's been a while.
And a listener submitted one. But before we do that, Chris, what do you think now?
Go. The floor is yours.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I suppose not like one singular cogent statement, but just like a general idea. I think that golfing fandom should be spending more time and paying a closer attention to the LPGA. I don't know about you fellas.
You're jumping this Caitlin Clark bandwagon too.
Does she play golf?
She's bringing everything of women's sports, bro. She's bringing the tidal wave.
Oh, that is completely unfair to the grind that Nelly Korda has been on for the last like 4 or 5 years.
I'm sorry, Nelly Korda.
But anyway, so I watched the LPGA. I watched PGA and LPGA kind of more or less in the same way that I watch the NBA and college hoops. PGA is freak athletes that are playing the game at a level that feels unrecognizable to like any version of the game that I wind up playing. But the LPGA players, like their stock yardage is kind of more or less pretty close typically to where my yardages are. So it's like watching, okay, what would actually happen if I was forced to actually have to know how to play the course, to actually, play based off of,
So what can I do to hit 10 under?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like what would I be capable of if every single time the ball went as far as I wanted it to and generally in the direction that I intended it to, which doesn't happen that often, which is why I'm
around a few times.
Yeah, every once in a while. But it actually feels approachable. It represents a version of the game that feels like, oh, okay, I could see why they're doing that. I could see why they're taking this approach or that approach or what have you. And so it's just a lot of fun because it does force you to watch a version of the game to where it's not just push the ball as far as humanly possible downfield and then just chip on and see if you can turn it into a birdie. It's actually playing the course as designed and being challenged by the design of the course itself and having to rise above that and execute to perfection. I think it's a ton of fun. It's a blast to get to watch. And there's some really legit players out there right now, which obviously Nelly Korda is the tippity top at that, of everyone.
So what are we supposed to disagree and be very sexist? Is that what you're leading us on here?
Well, I mean,
say no, it's boring.
Yeah,
I'm not going to watch that.
Cody, you are totally fine agreeing with me and still maintaining your normal sexist ethos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's fine. You could do that. You could do.
I don't know what we're supposed to say.
No one's stopping you.
No, I mean, like no one's stopping that. I take a different outlook on that because, yes, I might be able to hit it as far as them, but I'm not going out there and hitting 10 under par. So I can never even imagine to compare myself to watching them play. I respect the game. I just don't watch golf enough to where I'm going to watch LPGA on top of the PGA and stupid live.
Yeah, we're at least not watching live, which two of the three of us can agree on that.
I watch a decent amount of live, boys. I'm not going to lie. It's on the CW.
Saudi simp.
Yeah, that's just something that like I've said for a number of years now. Like obviously I have the extra advantage of like my wife plays golf. She loves watching golf as well. And so like the two of us enjoy watching it together. It feels like a more relatable version of the game on a national broadcast. And
Joe, should we do it? Should we just give it to him?
Bravo.
Somebody's got to disagree. Come on. God dang it. No,
you can't. You can't do it.
I don't want agreement.
You can't do that.
I'm right,
you
obviously,
can't do
but
that.
I don't
I
want
trashed it as much as I could. And as much as I trash LPGA, they're so much better than me. So I can't.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
Yeah. That is the other thing is it's like, this is what it would look like if I knew where the ball was going each time I hit it. Like,
it's a big if.
True.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Chris, for that squeeze, I guess.
Uplifting.
You just really pinned me against a wall there.
Hey, you know what? Then instead we'll call this a PSA. You know what, listener? Go watch some LPGA. It's a blast. It's freaking awesome.
Where's your take on race? All right, you're not going there. You're not getting there.
You didn't. You said you were going to and then didn't. So you're the coward here.
What's your take on race and politics?
Once again.
Should we hit on that? Should we hit on race and politics?
No one has.
It's a little too fiery right now.
All right, guys, listener submitted squeeze. Oh boy, Nephew Ryan is back.
Nephew Ryan?
Welcome back, Nephew Ryan.
How old is Nephew Ryan, Joe?
He's recovered
Nephew Ryan is 13.
From his last teeth kicking.
13.
Yeah, Nephew Ryan is 13, 7th grade, dominating rec league basketball right now.
My dude. Way to go, Nephew Ryan.
My dude. Yeah.
And we tend to verbally abuse 13-year-olds on this program.
One of us does.
Hey, he's really trying. He knows his stuff. Yeah.
Does he, though? Ryan. Because we've abused him a few times.
I mean, let's see what he's got. Let's see what's
All right, here we go.
Learned.
Nephew Ryan's next squeeze. I'm finally back, and I'm not gonna waste any time and get straight to the point. Wemby is a top 15 or even top 10 in the NBA. Ooh. Leading the league in blocks and has a 9-block game, and that same game had 40 and 20 boards in a game, which is insane. He's also the obvious rookie of the year in an amazing rookie class and should definitely be the defensive player of the year, but they'll give it to Gobert because of him being a rookie, and the voters won't give it to him for some reason. He is averaging, he put a period and then a lowercase h on this next word. So
that must have been an accident.
Learn some typing skills. He is averaging a double-double wow. and is only averaging
who's
29.
Never read an entire sentence without stumbling on a word. Yeah, learn shit right now.
Learn some dictation,
Ryan.
Learn some dictation, McCoy.
Damn it, Chris, you asshole. Because that's right. He is averaging a double-double and only is averaging 29 minutes of play and is top 30 in steals. I did not know that.
What?
Again, with the
29 minutes? That's
I love the
crazy.
stats. Way to go, Nephew.
With a period, not a capital J. Come on. Just use the capital letters.
Just go past it.
Just because he's a rookie.
Keep reading.
Just because he's a rookie. Don't be blinded by that. He's just a rookie. This take is factual. All jokes. Right. But don't be afraid to tear me apart. But when I go to sleep tonight, I know I am right nephew Ryan. So the squeeze is Wemby is top 15 or even top 10 in the NBA. Very vague there. Let's go top 10 according to the Ringer, which is Bill Simmons. Jokic number 1, Luka 2, Giannis 3, Alexander 4, Embiid 5, Kawhi 6, Tatum 7, Steph 8, Durant 9, 10, Anthony Davis.
He's not better than any of them. He's not.
Devin Booker's 11, LeBron's 12, Jalen Brunson 13, Anthony Edwards and Jimmy Butler.
Where do they have Wemby though?
Or do they?
Yeah,
do they have
you have him on there?
16. Oh, 16. So
No way.
He's right on the cusp.
I was going to say, Devin Booker's out. That's fine with me. Devin Booker can be out. And that puts him in the 15. Sure.
I would drop down KD right now as well.
Yeah, I'd drop down KD too. He's not.
What?
Historically, yes.
Top 15 of all time. What are you talking about?
All time, but not right now.
So I think that's the challenge. Is are we saying, was he a top 15 player this season, or in like the philosophical, like in the NBA, is he a top 15 player as in like his career already stacks up as top
just
15
in the league?
All of the rest of these guys, I think that's a no. But was he top 15 this season? I'll give you that.
You say who's the best active player in the NBA? LeBron James, because he's the second best player of all time. But if you talk about like actually by statistics, it's Jokic. So and I agree with LeBron being at 12. And so Wemby at 16, I could see that, but I could definitely bump Booker. I think that, and I could.
Booker's
bump
like
KD.
The best shooting guard in the league. What are you talking about?
What are they? Number 6 seed. You're good for them. And it's you're good for them. And and KD, I freaking hate KD. So
here's what I think has happened is Ryan has come to expect that he's going to get flamed on this podcast. So I'm worried that he's a little gun shy on this. I think he wanted to write this, calling Wemby top 10, knew that we were going to eviscerate that, and changed it to a range of 10
to 15.
Yeah. He's smart. Yeah. He's smart.
Yeah,
smart
stand by your laurels. If you think it's 10, let us know if it's 10, Ryan, because I disagree there. But I'm with you on the top 15, at least just saying from this season. Like, he's a freak. I think I think he's going to continue getting better. I think he's going to develop more physically. I think he's going to develop as a leader on his team. I think the Spurs are going to wind up receiving massive benefit from both. And so, I think he's already just a complete freak. He has lived up to the hype. And I look to see him continue to improve and potentially get into those single digits ranking wise.
I think he will. He's absurd.
Yeah. Nephew Ryan, you sold yourself short. But yes, top 10 would have annihilated you because that's just not right. But 15.
So he played it right. He played it safe.
I mean, he played it safe, not right. Squeezes are about taking risks, which is why I went so risky with my squeeze earlier.
That's right. The LPGA is
you
fun.
went so risky in that
LPGA.
Most watered down squeeze we've ever had.
Yeah.
Chris's squeeze was, let's support the LPGA. Wow.
Give your time to it.
No.
What a spicy take.
You support it versus actually watching it.
You want me and Joe to say, no, don't support women. Yeah. Jeez.
No, I don't think
I know that's what you say when we'll
have papers served to us.
I just wish you were brave enough to say it here.
Jeez. That'll do it for the squeeze of the week. Joseph Brosa. If you remember how to read our read, if people want to submit their squeeze of the week, how do they do so?
Friends, potential relatives. Nice job, nephew Ryan. You can submit your. No,
he isn't. It's not potential.
Like a paternity test.
Anybody else that's he is mine. But anybody else that could potentially be mine in the future by listening to this, that's amazing. You can submit your most outlandish sports take by emailing us at juiceboysshow@gmail.com. Or send us a DM on Instagram at juiceboysshow. Chase will tell you how many S's there are.
2.
And if it has the pulp, then just text him. If it has the pulp, we'll read it on the show. We'll debate it. We'll sift it. We'll discuss it. Chris, who's sponsoring today's show, buddy?
Today's episode of the Juice Boys Show is brought to you by your local municipal golf course.
Yes.
Fellas, spring has sprung, and it's that most spectacular time of the year where we don our finest attire and go binge drink with our buddies over 18 holes of golf.
Lukewarm fireball, baby.
Hell yeah. And we recognize you have a choice in where to spend your time and your money. And I'm sure you can go spend an arm and a leg at the semi-private course with all the nice amenities like non-cratered greens and indoor plumbing. But we here at your local municipal golf course would like to warmly invite you out here, where nobody questions what's in that koozie. Who cares when you drop another ball and hit again after a nice, good, delicious chunk? And all at a cost that you can openly admit to your spouse.
That's not my biggest thing. Foothills 9.
Yeah. Your local municipal golf course. Sure, we're no Augusta, but you're no Scottie Scheffler. So how about we nix the judgments and enjoy being a shit show together?
We love a municipal course. Endorsed by the Juice Boys. That's a great sponsor.
Shout out to Mad Russian. We love Mad Russian.
We
Just
love
a cow
it.
Best round of my life.
Just a cow pasture.
Chris, Big Potato's yours, sir. Explain it. What do we got? We got a fun one this week. NFL draft we just talked about. So,
fellas, the NFL draft is this week. And if you can believe it, the three of us have each been put in charge of the first 2 rounds of each of our beloved NFL teams' draft.
Oh my God.
With the one rule that we're not allowed to draft any actual football players. Who does your team need?
No, like college or NFL players.
Yeah. Who does your team need?
Fictional's okay, right?
What?
And
I could take Shane Falco from the replacements.
No, because he's in
You
his
motherfucker! That was on my
world.
list. What the hell?
What are you
I
talking
love Shane
about?
Falco.
That was on my list.
Was
it really?
in his fictional world? He is.
That's
a
not the
football
real
player,
world?
So nix that shit. No.
Oh shit! Oh,
You'll get to be like, oh, I'm gonna go and pull this guy out of fantasy where he's the greatest football player ever.
Damn you, Joey.
And now he's not a real football player.
How could you take like a 2005 reference of a shitty movie called?
Hey, you know what?
Because I love Shane Falco. He played for
I'm
Ohio
glad
State
he did
in the
this
Sugar
because
Bowl.
Joey understands this better than you do. Okay.
Well, I'm going to use one of my picks, no matter what. F you.
Well, if that's
I'm
the way that you're
sorry.
making these picks, it sounds like it is a invalid pick, and you lose.
You lose, sir.
Joey gets to go first because I have to figure out a second pick.
All right, for my first overall pick, I'm going to take a dude who just got a hilariously small statue built in front of this Philadelphia 76ers training facility.
Let's go.
If you didn't see it, it was bizarrely small and kind of hilariously small for an athlete that just revolutionized basketball in that city. But when he was drafted and when he went to Georgetown, they said, "What's your favorite sport?" He said, "Football." He was a better football player than he was basketball player. I'm taking Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson.
I
Allen
love that
Iverson.
pick. He's
was
tiny.
Yeah,
You know what? He's really not, though. He's 6'1", so he seems like he's small. He's really not that small. And when he played for, I think it was Hampton High School, Hampton Beach or something in Virginia, his senior year, he had 1,400 passing yards and 14 touchdowns, as well as 781 rushing yards and 15 rushing touchdowns. And then as a kick returner, he had 5 touchdowns, and then he had 4 touchdowns on punt returns. And then as a defensive back, he had 8 intercepted passes. So, like, this guy was a blue chip, top-notch NFL, like scout top player. But he was like, I think I had more success in basketball. But and he ended up being a Hall of Famer.
He was right.
Ended up being a Hall of Famer and everything. But he always, to the day he dies, Allen Iverson will say that he was a better football player than he was a basketball player. Go back and watch his stats, especially as a defensive back. I mean, those stats as a quarterback and runner are incredible. But as him as a DB, oh my God, he was nasty. He would lay people out. He was so fast. He would have gone.
What role are you drafting him for on the Patriots? What hole is he plugging for your team?
I'm taking him as an athlete position. I think right now, let him go in.
That's not a position.
That's not a position.
You can draft an athlete. You look at Cordell Patterson. What's his position? No one knows.
Special teams player.
No,
running
he runs
back.
the ball. He's
running back and wide receiver.
Yeah, that's his position.
That's 2 things.
So I'm drafting him at quarterback then. I'm drafting him at quarterback.
Okay,
and then,
I'll accept that.
Yeah.
Just name a position.
Yeah, I'm drafting him at quarterback, and then let's see him. The heyday Allen Iverson. Let's go, baby.
I think you're gonna get crushed with that, but okay.
He was good.
I'm taking I'm taking a middle linebacker. Middle linebacker.
Okay.
We need a stout captain at defense. I'm taking Bobby Boucher.
Bobby Boucher.
Bobby Boucher. Oh, you mean a guy who's a football player?
Yeah.
He came in at halftime to win the Bourbon Bowl?
Isn't it cool the way that we're not picking football players and Cody's like,
okay, all right,
definitely pick football players.
And he's not real.
I'm going to take someone else.
I'm fine with not real.
No.
But no, he's not real.
I'm going to take a left tackle. If you guys are going to be all up my ass about it, a left tackle.
Okay.
Michael
His
Orr
name,
did play.
He's from New Jersey.
Okay.
Tony Soprano.
There we go.
Left tackle.
This is
Left
exactly
tackle.
the sort of answers I was looking for with this question.
He's 6'2", 220. He's a natural 220. You can throw some poundage on there if you really want to.
He's a left tackle.
But he's in the life, McCoy. Well, he's in the life. What happens when he gets banned for life, like game 1?
You think Tony's going to get
gambling?
No.
Tony's
gambling.
Tony's the boss. He's not associated with any of it. He's going to make money on it, but he's going to protect that quarterback. I'll fucking tell you that. And if he doesn't, he's going to pull out a shift.
Something.
Make sure
he's going to do something. No, like
after the game, smoking a cigar. I got Tony Soprano protecting.
In the lore of Soprano history, he was a phenomenal high school football player.
Exactly. Thank you.
But not a left tackle. He was a defensive end coming off the edge.
I want
and
left
that's why AJ was playing defense just like his dad until he had panic attacks and then had to drop out of playing. I love Sopranos. I've seen it like 14 times.
I was going to say, you've got a much better memory for this TV show than I do.
6'2", 220 naturally. Yeah, we could put on some pound. We'll be okay.
Coming off the edge. Not Trent Williams. Not the log. The house that needs
to
be there.
Or maybe right tackle. I don't know. He's a versatile athlete. I got Tony.
Be a nasty guard.
And he'll be cheap. A cheap contract. Oh, that's my favorite. A GM's best friend because he's making money on the side.
Allen Iverson's going to run right.
He's
going to run right past him, dude.
He's making his 2 points. He got a cheap contract.
No, you just said Tony Soprano. Christopher.
There it is. That's the one. Let me take this needle out of my arm and tell you about who I'm going with. So here's what the Broncos need right now. They need a quarterback, but they need a reason to put butts in seats. Plain and simple. They've been trash since Peyton left. Russell gave just the slightest moment of hope before just making it so much worse. I'm going Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson.
Wait, he literally played in the NFL, you asshole.
NFL. Bo Jackson played for the Raiders.
Who am I thinking
I was like, Bo Jackson played.
Joe, Christopher.
No, you are wrong.
I'm not cutting any of this, you dumbass.
No, you have to cut this.
Bo Jackson, the greatest athlete of all time, who played 2 sports for the Raiders and the Royals at the same time.
Royals. Yeah. That
was as wrong as it gets.
Then I completely fucked this up. All right, we're calling an audible. I'm taking Nikola Jokic as quarterback.
You're gonna lose some football games, my friend.
But we're gonna have a great time doing it.
Yeah, he's gonna play quarterback.
No, he's quarterback. He's doing his full court.
He can throw.
Inbound throws on the fly. We're running 4 verticals every single play, and Nikola Jokic is just there. It's 23.9 seconds into the shot clock, and it's your turn to just figure it out there.
I wonder if anybody can actually put him to the ground. Do you remember when the Morris brother ran into him and then just it hit the ground like a Family Guy fall, like the hand behind the back, and you're just immediately out, and then he was out. I don't know. Did he ever play again? I mean, I don't know.
That's a good point. I'm still on Bo Jackson, who played many years.
Yeah, I fucked up. Like I said, I have not really slept at all of recent, so my bad. Sorry, listener. This is 2 weeks worth of stupid packed into one single selection, I guess.
Good save.
That's all right. I'm about to blow your minds with pick number 2. So
Joey,
I'm happy.
Your second round pick of your team,
but
we're not sensible on the show.
No, because people who know Perry Baker know that he would be an absolutely incredible NFL player. But I'm just going to go for shock value here, and I was saying this earlier when the Browns were so bad. I was like, why don't you just take LeBron James? Just take him. In his high school career, he played 2 years. He had 103 catches, 2,065 yards, and 23 touchdowns.
Wait, are you picking LeBron James?
6'9". Yes, I'm picking LeBron James. The dude had 23 touchdowns. He He could be a tight end. He could be a wide receiver. He could do any there's no way in short yard goal line red zone situations, no one is going to stop him. No one is going to stop him.
That's a smart pick.
LeBron didn't do a dunk contest, didn't do any of that stuff, and just didn't go outside the box. He could have been the best thing anyone's ever seen.
Well, I'm going to obviously take the win on this round, guys. You want to know what Jackie Robinson's best sport was?
I thought
ping pong.
It was football.
Lacrosse. Was it
It
football?
was football.
Yeah.
I'm taking Jackie Robinson.
Where did he go? Did he go to Syracuse too?
According to the California Community College's website,
no. Yeah,
he batted 417 in 24 games in 1938. Also owns the school record for 99-yard longest run.
Wow.
So there's that. He also led his team in.
Leave all this in. If we're leaving one another out to dry, make sure you leave all this in,
guys.
Oh, in 1939 and 1940, he led the nation in punt return average. He led the Bruins in passing and rushing and scoring. That's okay.
Yeah, so he wasn't at some community college in California. He played at UCLA, dude. He played football.
That's what
at
the source I was reading it from because I'm a journalistic.
Then you need to do some more digging. He played football at UCLA.
Yeah, the
he
website
claimed 12.2 yards per carry, dude.
That's pretty good.
He was incredible.
Yeah,
incredible football player at UCLA.
You can't beat that, Chris. That's a legitimate pick. That's pretty good.
It sounds like Joey just exposed that he played he played football at UCLA. So yours is as bad as mine.
Wasn't professional.
No, but we said college or pro. We're not taking college picks because that's what the normal draft does. Derp. That's just called the NFL draft then.
You suck, Cody.
Why? I thought it was
just bad.
Can we bring this back?
Please.
You guys took my Shane Falco pick. So I was scrambling, guys.
It's not real.
Let's go ahead and talk because the Broncos also need a left tackle. Okay. I'm tired of watching their line play. It's garbage. I'm bringing in a 6'4", 342-pound behemoth.
Yes.
With a fighting record of 1,187 to 247. He is the greatest sumo wrestler of all time. Hakuho Sho.
Yes.
From
oh yeah, I know him.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
He's got 46 championships. He's from Mongolia, so could wind up in another like wonky interpreter situation. We'll have to be really careful with that.
Oh,
but 6'4", 340-pound monster, just a brick wall who is still somehow light and quick on his feet.
Slow feet though. Slow feet maybe? No.
No. That's like,
you've seen the tape. You've seen the tape. Yeah, you've seen the tape. You've watched the film.
That's what I made it. If you can tell, I had my second pick planned the whole time. Did not give a singular thought to my first, and just had to have somebody so that I could set up
the sumo guy.
That my sumo guy is protecting this shiny new quarterback that I also brought in. I mean, could you imagine bringing in a sumo wrestler like pass protection? You're not getting past him. He's a brick wall that moves.
Isn't that also a ripoff of The Replacements, Joey?
Yeah, there's a sumo wrestler in that as well. Yeah.
Chris, have you seen The Replacements?
Yeah. I sure have. It's been
it's been a long time.
Oh my God, that's probably what 15 years ago.
Because it's not a good movie.
It's like Hitch. It's always on TNT. It's The Replacements and Hitch. They're just always on
it. They just own that. Remember, friends, you can listen to the Akuho Show.
Wow.
That's right.
Boo.
That's right. Listen to the Akuho Show.
Bravo.
On all major podcast networks and YouTube. Please consider following and rating the show and leave us a review. Listen through Apple. We encourage you to follow our YouTube channels. Push that little subscribe button. Also, be a friend. Tell a friend about the podcast. Word of mouth. Stickers. Spread the love. Cody, my brother. Back to you.
That just about does it for us this week. Christopher, who is sponsoring today's NFL Draft Stat of the Day.
Fellas, today's Stat of the Day is brought to you by getting way too into barbecuing.
Yeah, that happens to all of us.
Dear Juice Junkies, it's time we had an honest talk. You're getting older. And all of a sudden, when it's socially acceptable to start binge drinking, keeps getting later and later in your day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's why I'm here with a public service announcement about getting way too into barbecuing, which is exactly the fun, kitschy hobby for you older, slower moving adults who still want an excuse to start cracking beers at breakfast and have your buddies come sit on your porch all day.
You got to put it on early. You got to put it on early.
Low and slow.
Doesn't matter if you're cooking a massive brisket on a Traeger or slow smoking a ridiculous pork butt in your green egg. Your family is sure to love spending the next 7 days eating the exact same leftovers, but you can have an excuse to crush a case of beer before dinner. Getting way too into barbecuing, the only hobby that allows you 16 uninterrupted hours of drinking while still getting praise from your family at the end.
You work so hard. You just worked so hard all day on this.
Yep, you had to open it and poke it a few times and then take it off eventually. Why don't you drink 30 to 35 beers?
You got to get up.
Reward yourself.
You got to get up at 6:30. Make sure that brine is right. You know, like
I was gonna say, don't cut yourself short. You got to get up there.
This past summer, I made a brisket, and I woke up at 3 a.m. so I could start said brisket.
Good for you.
And then we proceeded to drink all day. That's what inspired this, because I intend to do that again this weekend.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
It's like
to my wife. I haven't told you.
Yeah.
Every man
for that.
Every man with the beard who is like from Colorado, like just when they were in college, you know, they were like, "Oh, craft beers are fun." And then you're like, "Oh, I can brew beer. Now let's brew beer on my in my deck or on my garage or out on my driveway." And then now, when we get older, like my beer tastes like shit. I'll buy beer, and now let's barbecue. Let's barbecue.
All day.
Stuff.
Yeah, and eventually we'll realize ours tastes like shit, and then so now let's go and just buy some, and then
what's the next one? Is it woodworking?
Whiskey tasting. It's whiskey tasting.
Whiskey tasting. Scotch. Scotch, guys. It's Scotch.
I got into
at that point. It's got to be Scotch.
It's
a little peaty. It's a little peaty.
Delicious.
Scotch and cigars, which we've all done.
It's a little peaty. Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. Stat of the day, NFL edition.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay.
There's one player in the last 25 years to be drafted first overall and win the Super Bowl with the team they were drafted first overall.
That same year?
No, just ever with the team.
Really?
There's been one team who's had the first pick, drafted a player. That player in their career with the team has won.
Well, I know the
Super
answer.
Bowl.
Mitch Trubisky.
Good job, bro.
He wasn't number one.
He was not number one, nor has he ever done anything.
You know, it's Peyton Manning.
Last 25 years.
How was that the last 25 years? How old are we?
He had to win a Super Bowl with the team that drafted him.
Yeah.
He was drafted in 99, wasn't he?
The Colts drafted Peyton Manning.
Well, this Instagram post fucked up.
I was gonna say,
didn't they?
Wait, I mean, I think they drafted him in 98, so I guess that's 20.
Wait, when was 25 years ago?
Did they set exactly?
Wait, 25 years ago.
25 years ago was 99.
So the millennium. Yeah, so Peyton Manning's not in this list.
Okay, but Peyton Manning was definitely number one overall pick, and definitely.
But that was 99. This is not in the last 25 years, Joe.
Okay, all right. Well, then never mind. Let me rethink.
Okay. That's a good catch.
Eli Manning. No, Eli Manning was not drafted by the Giants. I'm a dumbass. He was drafted by the Chargers.
Chris, don't you Google?
Oh, Christopher,
It was 98. I was Googling when Peyton Manning. So
not the last 25 years.
They specifically said 25 to exclude there being a second response. Yeah, no, I'm not looking up the
Okay.
Hit me with it.
He's closing his eyes and he's deeply thinking.
No, I think he fell asleep.
Did he fall asleep?
So hard. I'm thinking so hard, guys. I don't have it. What is it?
Eric Fisher with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh my God. I would have never have got that.
Isn't that crazy?
Ever.
If you draft the first pick, that doesn't really guarantee you anything at all.
Not much.
It doesn't get you much.
Eric Fisher. I would have never
Shout out to
have
Trevor
got
Lawrence.
that. Wow.
Yeah, and he won it. Eric Fisher won it.
Shout out to that trivia question for 25 years on the dot.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about it. And Eric Fisher
yeah.
won it. I think was cut the next year. That's when he got hurt. So it was the last possible year he was eligible. They won the Super Bowl.
No, I think he had a couple of good years with you guys. He had a couple of good years.
No, but when they won the Super Bowl, he was out the next year or something. Like it was at the end of his Chiefs.
Oh, that was
career.
when they got rid of everybody. Mitchell Schwartz was gone. He was gone.
Yeah,
like
because he popped his Achilles. It was a whole thing.
Yeah, they brought in Orlando Brown. Yeah, I remember all that. So,
you know what I remember?
Wow, what a trivia
damn
question.
thing.
I remember you blowing my mind with that question.
Well, we just blew the ending to this show because that's all we got. Thanks, Joe. Thanks for giving me the word that I needed. Was that good?
Cody's always looking to blow.
Blow some dickle.
Oh,
Blow some
Mikey
dickle.
Dub's gonna enjoy that dick hole.
Hey, did you include a sticker to Mike?
Of course, put a stick.
Did you stick
Way to
it?
go.
No, and you stick it to the bottle because then you can't get it off there. I put the sticker in the package.
Thanks for
to go, boys.
watching. No one's watching. Damn it. Thanks for listening to our 2-part episode. If you're finishing this up, the bonus episode will be out in the next day or so. Hopefully someone can get their shit together to edit it.
Day or so. Eventually there will
Or
be another
so.
episode. and we're just
Eventually
kinda
there'll be a-
part
That
number two.
person is Cody.
There will be a bonus episode for everyone. Love, love, love. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Love you, friends.
Bye.
Bye.